Hello, some new records today. By the way, for the people who watch my previous video, live or later, sorry for the sound quality. I made a small mistake. You learn, live and learn. This is a record that came out, I believe last year in 2021. Hey Rev, yeah, first. Came out as a cassette and also as a white label. This is customary for this duo. Sam Gendel and Sam Wilkes. Music for saxophone and bass guitar. More songs because they have a previous volume from 2018 with the same combination. Sam Gendel, he's a Los Angeles-based musician, as is Sam Wilkes. He's played with Vampire Weekend. He's been touring with Ry Cooder as the saxophone player of Ry Cooder's band with his son. But he's becoming an increasingly important figure in Los Angeles. Free improv, psychedelic jazz, weirdness, experimental music. He's a composer as well. So Sam Wilkes is in a few other bands. He's kind of in the same scene, maybe a little more on the rock side of things, but here you go. I thought I'd talk about that record because when they release these as 100 limited copies, white labels with a custom-made sleeve, these records, they go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars on Discogs and online. And the previous one was reissued like this by Leaving Records in a more standard version, label copy. The previous volume is going for quite a lot of money already, the regular version. So this just came out in the past couple of months, I would assume. I got it today. I'm listening to it for the first time right now. I've listened to clips of it online to inform my buying, my purchase. Additional bass by Daniel Aged, recorded on location, Daniel's basement, etc., between 2017 and 2021. Just checking what you guys are on about. Yeah, so it's a quite mellow record. There is some free improv element to it, but it is very easy on the ear. It is aiming to... It is like a cozy place. I really like the global aesthetic of that duo. It's at times a little too soft and nice for me, but it's riding that thin line. This track has a little more tension than the previous one. I like it better, even if it's also very pastoral in a way. Pastoral, we're gonna hear that word more today. It's not gonna be an extra long stream, by the way. You never know. So yes, Sam Gendel and Sam Wilkes, music for saxophone and bass, guitar, more songs, which is basically volume 2. The limited first press of these, they come as test pressings. They take old record covers on which they customize into Sam Wilkes, Sam Gendel records. Yeah, it is actually rap. Yeah. It's now that you mention it, I recognize it as well. The theme. As you can hear, this is not like a big studio production, but that's not the point, and the music comes through just fine. Just to say, this is not an audiophile record. We're gonna play an audiophile record today. Wow! Yeah, you should buy this, Rev. It's or you should. It's if you like it, don't sleep on it. This is gonna disappear quite quickly. I wish I could do like our friend Michael45 and do referral links to that, so that you could buy this and I would make some money. But like, this is not on Amazon. This is you're gonna have to find a place online or a shop that gets it. And the next record is something slightly unexpected. It's from an artist who's been around for 25 years and who's running a very influential label in electronic music, mostly CDs though, unfortunately. And he's been very instrumental in the development of what is called the glitch, which is a certain scene of electronic music from the late 90s, early 2000s that rather than using generated sounds, focuses on the glitches of the production of electronic music as its main source of sound. So we're gonna sing from Sam Gendel and Sam Wilkes into Taylor Dupré Harbor. He's got so many albums. What's interesting is this one is not coming out on his own label. It's coming out on Labs, L-A-A-P-S, from Belgium. Limited edition to 300 copies, numbered. Labs is, in the past few years, has become an increasingly interesting label. I think they got someone who's got really, really great taste and connections, who's doing the art direction, the curation. because it goes in very different directions. But contrary to what I usually hear from Taylor Dupré, this, from what I remember, sounded quite more like a mixture of like field recordings, like quasi-folkish, not folk directly, but whimsical atmospheres. We're gonna see, and it comes with, I mean, the cover art is pretty nice, but the packaging is really nice. Very, very cool texture. I like holding this record. It's silly, but yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see how it sounds. Hello, Victor. So I guess you could say that this is not, this music has nothing spectacular. It is kind of music in between. Micro events. Taking a spot in a narrative. I really like this. I really, really, really like this. Yeah, there's I would say there's an idiot savant quality to this that is very, very often appealing to me. In this case, 100%. mean, this is just perfect for me. So much tension while being this very lush and beautiful little vignette in a way. I'm not choosing the tracks, by the way. I'm just putting them as we go. Apart from the next one, I know one track I want to play. The label is Sir Rancelot's is Laps, L-A-A-P-S. Taylor Dupree, Harbor. Taylor Dupree is also, if I remember correctly, a mastering engineer. So he probably did the mastering himself for this. So yeah, this is I guess this is not good ambient music because there's always these sounds popping up that will just capture your attention because it sounds like it could be a very environmental piece of music, but it turns out not being so. So yeah, I really like this. Next, another record limited to 300 copies, hand numbered.
Non chiedermi più chi di noi due ha ragione,
ma pensa a quel tempo che abbiamo vissuto insieme.
pensa alla pazienza che ho dovuto avere.
Sono anni che parli con quella tua testa passione.
Sono anni che taccio e non dico niente per non farti del male. Certo, era il destino ed è finita così.
Non chiedermi più chi di noi due ha ragione.
Ma pensa a quei giorni che abbiamo vissuto insieme.
Ricordi quanta pazienza io ho dovuto avere.
Sono anni che guardi con quegli occhi grigi e non ti dico niente.
Sono anni che sento, che aspetto e che piango e non ti dico niente.
Certo, era il destino e non poteva finire che così.
Lucia Rongo. Lucia Rongo, she's an Italian singer from the 60s, mid-late 60s. She had a few singles and an album that was kind of a repackage of her singles with extra songs. She was the friend, the confidant of Piero Chiampi, who composed all these tracks with her. Piero Chiampi is he was kind of a genius of Italian pop music, a great arranger, musician, but he was kind of an outsider. He never was part of the people who make it because of his personality, his location, etc. And so was the case with Lucia Rongo. So her album from 67, yeah, which is this album, reissued for the first time with an extra track, the one we listened to, which is an alternate take of the first song, featuring Piero Chiampi on vocals with her as a duo. This was rumored to exist as like an acetate somewhere, and the fine folks of this Annie Luce label, which is their first release, found it and got the rights. This is coming from the original master tape, which they describe quite in details here. Here you got a picture of the box of it. There's an interview of Lucia Rongo, both in Italian and in English, in there with a small essay about the album. May it was fate, and it ended up that way. Story of a forgotten album. So this is kind of Italy had some of the best musicians for kind of bossa nova jazz in the 60s, 70s, and this album is quite a good testimony of it, even if it goes in different directions. It's a pop album, but sometimes rhythmically folkish, sometimes more just 60s pop, sometimes Brazilian influenced, sometimes very croonerish. You don't want to go there, Victor, you don't.
Sei ritornato, guarda i miei occhi innamorati come allora, amore. Prendimi ora tutti quei baci che ti ho mandato per lettera. Finalmente.
So yeah, this is marketed as an audiophile pressing, virgin vinyl. It sounds great, I must say.
Siamo ancora insieme. Mi Dammeli amore, tutti quei baci che mi hai mandato per lettera. Amore, dammeli ora, ora, ora. Sei ritornato, guarda i miei occhi, sono innamorati come sempre. Amore, prendili ora tutti i baci che ti ho mandato. Finalmente, sei qui. Fatti guardare, sei ancora più bello. Quante notti ti ho sognato, amore. Che giorni vuoti,
Hey Joe.
non c'eri, sei un ragazzo, mi ha preso il cuore. Stai zitto, andiamo amore, andiamo amore.
Joe, you got an Italian name, right? You understand all this? This is the song we listened to, but regular version.
Chi di noi due ha ragione, ma pensa a quel tempo che abbiamo vissuto insieme. Ricorda quanta pazienza io ho dovuto avere. Sono anni che parli con quella tua testa piena di incomprensione. Sono anni che taccio e non dico niente per non farti del male. Certo, era il destino ed è finita così. Non chiedermi più chi di noi due ha ragione, ma pensa a quei giorni
There I am.
che siamo stati insieme. Ricordi quanta pazienza io ho dovuto avere. Sono anni che guardi con quegli occhi grigi e non ti dico niente. Sono anni che sento, che aspetto e che piango e non ti dico niente. Certo, era il destino ed è finita così.
Solaris, maybe. Anyways, yeah, this is the kind of records I guess is easy to miss, to go by, and I mean, this is not for everyone. I'm a sucker for Italian pop, jazz from the late 60s, 70s, especially of the arrangements. I think they have, like, French pop has a very specific tradition of arrangement that is very different from the Italian stuff. And I like both, but yeah, this was a cult record, by the way, but still quite under the radar. Ah, okay, Sean, that's Lull, I think you're talking about. The next record is a retrospective of the work of this artist from Honolulu. Well, she's American, but she was part of a band, like a post-punk band, industrial weird from the early 80s called Minimalist. And she left for Europe for a little while and did some records with one of the guys from Clan of Xymox, the kind of new wave goth electro band that was on 4AD and later, I don't know. But her father was a renowned visual artist, or conceptual artist, who dabbled in music as well. About a year and a half ago, they announced this record was coming out. Like, it was supposed to come out in April last year. Maybe even February, I'm not sure. But it got delayed and delayed and delayed. So this is Christine Oppenheim, Night Run. That I haven't heard, and I just heard the audio clips a year and a half ago when it was announced, and it sounded fantastic. This is a double LP. The first release is on this label called Info. They've released the second. I mean, it took so much time for this to come out that the second release came out a little before this. It's not as good as this, if I remember correctly, from the clips I heard. I decided not to go for the other one. Collected Soundworks, 1992-1995.
Swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart.
Yeah, they had tons of issues producing this, and everything finally came into place. I believe they had some issues with the pressing as well. I communicated with them a few times through social media because I was so fed up to wait for this. I pre-ordered it I think in February last year. Eric, Edom.
Swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk.
Minimalist, the band she was part of originally. I've never found any of their records. I've listened to them online. I thought I was really into these, that I wanted them, and the more time passes, the more I listen to them online, the less I'm interested in these. But this, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this.
Swim, I would crawl this ocean across the desert with my heart held in my hand. I would swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk. I would swim, I would crawl this ocean across the desert with my heart held in my hand. I would swim across
Christine Oppenheim,
this ocean with my heart.
Night Run.
I I would swim, I would crawl, search across the desert, would walk with my heart held in my hand. I would crawl, swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk. I would swim, I would crawl, this ocean across the desert, would walk with my heart held in my hand. I would crawl, swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would
Hey, Christopher.
I would swim, I would crawl, this ocean across the desert, would walk with my heart held in my hand. I would crawl, swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk. I would swim, I would crawl, this ocean across the desert, would walk with my heart held in my hand. I would crawl, swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk.
See, you don't need that much to make music, right? Microphone, the 4-track recorder,
swim across the desert, this ocean with my heart. I would walk. I would swim.
I don't know who has an advantage here. As a non-native English-speaking person, for me it's extremely easy to tune out from the meaning of the words. Actually, it's the other way around. I need to tune in to start to notice that these are just more than sounds. So for me, I just hear the flow and melodies and tones, which is wonderful. I wonder how it would be possible to know which one is the best for you. Yeah, the other one I didn't like actually. I thought it was a bit self-indulging. And I've listened to her other stuff, and I haven't been as convinced as with this. But I'll probably give it another listen in a few months.
So we go round, round and around. So we go round, round and around. So we go round, round and around.
It's funny because this has a certain quality close to Alvin Lucier. Sorry about that. Yeah, it has I was saying it has a quality somewhat not similar, but it reminds me a little bit of Alvin Lucier in a way. Because it lets you get accustomed with the acoustics of around the music. Yeah, I've been talking about Deaf Jews recently. Such a great band. Yeah, you're not wrong. But she's also what it kind of reminds me of Alvin Lucier in a way. Next is the second album from a project from a Spanish guitar player. I don't remember his name. He's from the Basque country. The project is called Carcascara. Carcascara. Carcascara 2. The first one came out some 15 years ago or so. Apparently it's also limited to 300 copies and numbered. There's a theme today, huh? Carcascara 2. Yeah, Linda Cohen is great. I need her album, the one with the white cover, black and white photo of hers. Very nice smell, the next one. Nice, but I remember there was one track on this that really, really surprised me. Let's see if I can find it. actually a few tracks on this that are great, but this one, whew. Carcascara. How to describe it better, but then it's kind of like flamenco made by Steve Reich, you know. There's definitely a minimalism aspect to this music. And also, obviously, his Spanish roots. talking about minimalism, next record is something quite special. It's by someone who I first stumbled upon his name on this record. A double LP with very cool steel screen fluorescent cover featuring well, it's La Montaillon with Marianne Zazila, normal, Tony Conrad, John Cale, Angus MacLeese, and Terry Jennings. Terry Jennings is probably one of the few musicians that began his music journey with La Montaillon in the early mid-50s, when they were both music students. I think they first met in '53, and they went on to perform together a lot in the Yoko Ono loft in New York in 1960 and so on. And they worked together, La Montaillon and Terry Jennings. Terry Jennings is a cello player. No, sorry, soprano sax. Saxophone player, horn player. There's a reason why I made a mistake. But so he had he died in 1980 or 1981, and his body of work is kind of unknown. There was almost nothing of his published up until late 80s, early 90s, and that was just odds and ends, like a track on the compilation, an excerpt somewhere, up until now, basically. But some of his work has been performed quite a lot by some of the key musicians, performers of the minimalism style. One of them being Charles Curtis, here in the Donald Miller Trio. One of his very few vinyl records. One of the other well-known Charles Curtis vinyl record. He's been like one of the main musicians to play Eliane Radig, her acoustic work. He's featured on this Pauline Oliveros package called Attention Patterns. But we're talking about this. Terry Jennings, Piece for Cello and Saxophone, 1960. So you get Charles Curtis on cello and pre-recorded cello. This was produced by Tashi Wada, Yoshi Wada's son. Yoshi Wada, also a great part of this whole New York avant-garde minimalist scene. Toshi Wada has released some of his own music. I have a couple of LPs of his. But this was mastered by Stéphane Mathieu, who also mastered my favorite record, the Hillary Woods records from 2020, and who's a great musician in his own capacity, even if he quits that. So this is Terry Jennings with La Montaillon. La Montaillon, when he was still a young guy. So this is a gatefold double LP that comes in with a booklet explaining the work, the origin, with an interview or a conversation between Charles Curtis and and Tashi Wada. So this is what is called just intonation music. So the music, half of it is actually not the performing or composing, but the tuning. It is tuned in a very, the instruments are tuned in a very specific way. And for me, this is like one of the absolute most important releases of this year. Both historically, but also just from a standpoint of what I enjoyed listening to. So the mention of Montaigne with this in the title is that he arranged this, which could mean many different things, but if you're interested in it, you will get it, and everything is explained. I mean, this is the kind of record I have no clue how limited it is. It's licensed from the Mela Foundation, who manages La Montaigne's legacy and work, even if he's still alive. And this came out on a label called Soul Turn. This is apparently their 7th release. I'm new to them. So apparently Charles Curtis, who plays this, has been performing this piece for 30 years. This is one of his most beloved pieces. And this is a version for, even if it was composed for saxophone and cello. La Montagne was a saxophone player, a soprano player. This is a version for cello. And rather than cello and saxophone, is it cello and cello? Exactly. I love her music, Sean. I think I got every record of her but one, and I think I might not need every record of her. There are, especially the 80s ECM stuff is a little bit samey, if I remember correctly. But the Key and Turtle Dream, essential. Turtle Songs or Turtle Dream, I'm not sure. But Key is my favorite, and Turtle Dream or Song, so good. Yep. Well, it depends where you're coming at it from. I'm not a huge fan of Steve Reich and Philip Glass, to be honest. Not a huge fan of John Adams. I got their records, mind you, but if you think Richard Landry, I love him. Terry Riley, I love him. La Montagnone, I love him. This I love. There's so much I love in it's there's stuff for you and stuff not for you. It can be your favorite type of music, and still you don't need to enjoy everything in that style. Is it? It is, in a way. But it's I like this comment, because you say it's relaxing music. But isn't it also very easy to think how this could be very stressful for many people? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, it's pastis. I'm soon done, by the way, though. This was the records of the day. This is very intense, in my opinion. I've been hyping this since it was on pre-order. I know Alex and Davis have gotten it as well. Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same. I was about to mention that, Alex. Yeah, this is kind of cool, but it weighs a ton. It's not necessary. At the same time, I'd rather have that than this was not great, to be honest. The packaging on this wasn't horrible, but this I like though. This is the kind of packaging I like. It's almost like the deep throat singing, where there you get two tones at the same time. Don't mind me. First ever release of legendary composer La Montaillon's extended, justly tuned arrangement of lost American minimalist Terry Jennings' visionary 1916 composition, Piece for Cello and Saxophone, performed by renowned cellist Charles Curtis. Well, I've hyped it to you already. Yeah, you missed the audiophile record. You have to go back and check the video, Michael. But it was a really great audiophile record. And yes. All right. So that was it for today. Not one of these never-ending Stunty streams. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm very happy with my purchases. It's not the best time of in life right now. Not the worst, but yeah, it's kind of not that great right now. So at least the records I bought didn't suck. So that's it. That's already that. And there'll be some more stuff soon, and hopefully I can have something quite special coming in this summer. I hope I can share with you soon. I will also soon do my best of 2021 records releases video. It's time. I feel that I'm not getting any new info or, in my opinion, is made on the records from that year. Like the initial hype or surprise is gone now. I know what I like. And I hope everyone is well, and I'll see you soon. You will be informed.